My experience of my clients in the sandwich generation is very mixed. I'm very fortunate that the majority of my clients, by the nature of my job, are very wealthy, and therefore the stories that I'm having to deal with can often be withdrawals from the existing investments that we already have, usually to help relatives themselves. A lot of what we're doing is actually planning in advance also. It may well be to help clients to actually fund care home fees for themselves in future by looking at certain products and preparation most of the time. When I see my sandwich generation clients, the first thing I will do is identify what their personal needs are. Then, once I have acquired their individual needs, I will select the right product where it is needed. That may well be something quite simple, such as the term assurance plan. Often, I've had in the past that an individual has been looking after the mother. It may well be that their mother has got no one else to turn to. These particular carers are often unpaid, and the mothers live in their own home around the corner. It could be a few miles down the road. But the issue would be what would happen if the client themselves would actually, wasn't here anymore. Anything would, whether it be a death or a critical illness. And something such as a simple term assurance plan will give the financial means for the mother to be looked after for the rest of their days. Most of my clients are very happy to talk about the parents and the children. I often find it depends on how you ask the question, and it can often be dependent upon the age of the client. While I would never try and pigeonhole people in any one category, it can be that the older generation try to keep the cards closer to the chest. They often don't want their dirty laundry shared in public, and until the rapport has been built and they trust you, they may well not want to actually share all of the secrets with you. Long-term care planning is an area which I feel more clients are going to have to be planning for. The reality is, with an ageing population, cash-strapped councils cannot afford to be caring for local elderly people. In the past, it has always been that many people have seen their home as the future inheritance for their children, but now that's in jeopardy. There are limited things people can do. However, simple planning such as a whole of life plan will allow people to actually ensure that in the event of their death, there's still a legacy to be passed over to the future generations. Long-term care can often be a difficult subject to plan for. Inheritance tax is much more easier to understand because people accept and realise that at some point we're all going to pass away. However, just because a friend, relative or neighbour has gone into care does not necessarily mean that you will or I will. However, failing to plan is often planning to fail, and therefore it is imperative that I, with my clients, sit down and talk about the effects that would happen to them if they were to go into long-term care.